You remain entirely free to do with that whatever your devotion dictates. The two vocations meet when they meet well, not in one ruling the other, but in a shared refusal to lie. And a practice strong enough to be worth practicing has nothing to fear from the truth.
Hello, my friends. This is going to be about social media drama. That's not your thing. Don't worry, you're not missing anything. But I posted some videos by Angela Puka. I think she does fantastic work, along with Ronald Hutton. I respect both of these people. I think they have contributed and done so much for the pagan, Wiccan, and magical occult community at large. They deserve props for that and also a certain amount of respect. I kept getting posts by people saying that time traveling me, I should point out that these were two individuals on Facebook. Angela Puka and Ronald Hutton are somehow attacking Wicca and trying to destroy it or trying to undermine it or prove that it's somehow not an ancient witch cult, which, by the way, I'm sorry, but Wicca is not an ancient witch cult. So it's time you guys grew up and just realized that. I'm just getting tired of it. I had an experience with joining a Gardnerian coven early on. It left a bad taste in my mouth. They felt that my website was problematic, all this other crap. Now, I had been warned about Gardnerians a long time ago. I think I spoke with one person and they had a bad experience and they warned me about it. I kind of brushed it off and I said, well, whatever, it's an individual experience. It might be different for me. Later on, many years later, I actually did join a group and I regret it. Your experience might be completely different. I encourage anyone, if you want to go out, seek initiation, go ahead, do it. You might come across a great group and you might fit in and everything might be perfect. For myself, it was not that experience. This last straw was it for me. I was accused of Wicca bashing for simply posting videos by Angela Puka. Angela Puka was defending herself from being attacked by this jerk. Yeah, and I'm calling him a jerk because that's exactly what he is. He used a thumbnail of her, completely attacked her, completely uncalled for. Did not need to go about doing this that way. Anyhow, I didn't say this to him. I just let it go. But I did want to find out what his problem was with Ronald Hutton and Angela Puka. His whole spiel was emotional appeal, and he felt that they were undermining Wicca and making Wicca look like it was not a real religion, and he hurt his feelings. So whatever, that's his problem. He needs to grow up. That was it. He accused me of Wicca bashing, so I said, you know what? Fuck this. I don't need this shit in my life right now. So let's take a look at all the Wicca bashing that I've done over the years. And we could time travel a little bit. Let's go back to 1980 when I started getting into studying paganism and then Druidism and then witchcraft. And then 1988, where me and some friends of mine, we started a coven. All the other years that I spent studying Wicca. Why? So I could come on the internet, post a video by Angela Puka, and bash Wicca. Yeah, that's it. That was my plan all along. For the past 15 years, I've been bashing Wicca. How have I been bashing Wicca? Well, by making videos like Wicca Exposed. Is Wiccan homophobic? A Wicca 2.0 series. Is Wicca for real? Is it moral immoral? Christian Wicca. A video response to Pat Robertson about Wiccan neighbors are bad. Here's one about Wicca being dark occultism. Here's about Wicca being Satanism. Ooh, here's one guy who's just basically literally bashes Wicca. I decided to completely cut off ties from American Gardnerian Wicca. I'm going to say American because American Gardnerian and English Wicca are completely different animals. I want to make that very, very clear. I have never had any problem with any of the English Gardnerians that I have come across. I've only had a bad experience with American Gardnerians. So I want to make that distinction very clear because it's not all Gardnerians. It seems to be a pretty strong flavor in the American Gardnerian lines, where they believe that Ronald Hutton and academics in general are somehow trying to undermine Wicca and prove that Wicca is not a real religion or I don't know, whatever crazy-ass conspiracies they believe. I'm still going to continue to make content making fun of Christian fundamentalists. I just don't want to deal with Wiccan fundamentalists. That's basically my problem. I deal with enough of this crazy nonsense coming from our detractors. I don't need also people on our own side attacking me and accusing me of Wicca bashing. I'm no longer a Gardnerian Wicca. I've completely severed those ties. So I'm also just making a public statement, just saying, that's it. I'm cutting off ties. I should clarify that. I'm not cutting off ties from being a Gardnerian per se, meaning that I still practice Wicca and I have my own practice, which is very much rooted in that. As for being a part of the American Gardnerians, no, I completely don't want to associate with them, and I do not want to promote or in any way support their attack on academia, their attack on Ronald Hutton, Angela Pucca, and anyone else who comes on and tries to share their knowledge about how our religion has developed and evolved over a period of time. And I think that's important to understand, that how Wicca was not a witch cult that survived from, I don't know what, ancient times, but there is a thread of it in the Western occult tradition that carries on to today in Wicca. And that's important to understand. But anyhow, I'll let you discover that for yourself. It's very interesting. As for my channel, like I said, I'm going to continue to make video responses, but I also want to promote my own website. You can join, become a member, and you can gain access to a lot of my materials. I consider myself now to be a solitary Wiccan. And if you're interested in following my practice and how it's developed over the years, you're welcome to do so. Again, it's absolutely free. Just become a member and join my website. That's pretty much about it. I'm just sick of it. These little children need to grow up and understand what's going on. Academia has to meet very strict standards, and they can only share what they understand, what they know, and what they can prove is factual. And the facts of the matter is that Gardnerian Wicca, Gardner's form of witchcraft, goes back to about 1939. I know Philip Heselton has done some research on the Crotona Fellowship and those people's backgrounds in Rosicrucianism, Freemasonry, and also Golden Dawn. That only carries it back one more generation. Whatever secret material is being spoken about from coven to coven to coven to coven, they don't have access to that information. They're only going to speak facts, what can be researched, what they can prove. And so academics have a very rigorous standard that they have to hold themselves to, and also they have to meet academic requirements by their own peers. They can only share what is factual information. And if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry, that's your problem. So stop attacking them. Ronald Hutton and Angela Pucca and other academics have done great work to further our religion and our practice. And they don't deserve this, and I will defend them. If you put negative shit my way, I'm going to cut you off. And that's it. I'm done with it. Anyhow, that's it. That drama is over. We can return to our regularly scheduled programming. Until next time, my friends, I will see you in hell, you heathens, and blessed be.
They say we cast our spells in the dark, that we worship demons in the park, but the truth is so much more than lies, a path of wisdom, no disguise. We honor nature, the earth, the sky, in the ancient ways we don't deny. The power's not in curses or fear, but in connection.